right now. We're going to talk some NHL here on the show with a former NHLer and current radio guy for the Phoenix Coyotes. You can follow him as well on twitter.com/Tyson Nash. We welcome into the show for the first time, Tyson Nash. Hi, Tyson. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Now, we need clarification before we talk some hockey here. How do you comb your hair with a pork chop exactly?
Well, it's tricky, but, it provides a little bit of grease. So that's what I'm looking for. I don't know if you've seen my hair, but it's pretty slick, bulletproof, some say.
It's just a little bit of a reference from his Twitter bio. We thought we would throw that in. We're joined in studio here as well by my co-host, Mo Khan. Mo, I know you want to add something.
Yeah, Tyson, I actually own your rookie card, or a card of yours from the Kamloops Blazers. Back when I was back when I was collecting hockey cards in the mid-'90s. Don't want to give your age away, but
junior card, wow.
Junior card.
Well, I wouldn't. I guess you can take that down from the dartboard or take it out of your bike tire, and I don't know. I guess get 5 cents for it.
It's still in my box collection, actually.
Wow. All right, it's enough about your childhood memories, though, Mo. Let's talk a little NHL here on the program. Obviously, a bitter sort of end to the Phoenix Coyotes season, but what a ride it was. What was it like being a part of that in such an unlikely run?
Yeah, it was, one of the best stories in my mind in the National Hockey League when you really look at it with the loss of Ilya Bryzgalov, and, they bring in Mike Smith. And I know when they brought in Mike Smith myself, the eyes were rolling, and I was basically writing the year off just because of how important goaltending is, to any team, let alone the Phoenix Coyotes team. So, you mix that in there with Mike Smith and what he did, given an opportunity. A lot of players, yes, they're given opportunities, but a lot of players don't take advantage of those opportunities like Mike Smith did this season. And again, no ownership, with this Coyotes team. Nobody's really talking about it anymore just because it's been 3 years. But it's still, the facts are that there's no ownership, and Don Maloney and Dave Tippett continue to do, Jedi mind tricks and squeeze every ounce of talent out of this roster and put a competitive product on the ice, and the fans showed up for it. So it is a year for the history books in Phoenix Coyotes franchise history.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, he had a 4-year deal, and so he's entering the final year of his deal. Is that correct for Dave Tippett?
I believe so. I believe so. Yeah.
That's got to be extended. Two to sweet.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, right? It's I think that if Greg Jamieson can get a hold of this team and get his claws into it and purchase it, I know guys around the National Hockey League, and now Phoenix, like Detroit was, like a lot of other teams were out there. It's players are looking at this team like, hey, they're just a few small pieces away from doing some damage. They got great young defensemen. They got one of the best goaltenders in the National Hockey League. They definitely have one of the best captains in the National Hockey League in Shane Doan. So now, when you're an unrestricted free agent, teams, if we can get ownership, are looking at Phoenix and saying, hey, this is a destination that I want to go to win a Stanley Cup. And that hasn't been the case for a lot of years.
Now, obviously, the whole series ended on a little bit of a sour note for the Coyotes side of things. And, you think back to Game 2 and you think, wow, if they would have squeaked that one out, this would have maybe been one heck of a series. But the way that thing ended, from the Coyote side of things, very, very bitter. How did you see the whole situation with Roosevelt getting hit by Brown and then the subsequent goal?
Well, it's one of those things. First of all, and Shane Doan said it best. You don't want to take anything away from the LA Kings, and you dig yourself a 3-0 hole. That's tough to come out of. So I think first and foremost that is the situation the Coyotes were in. Although they made it 3-1, they finally played to their identity in the series. And then again in Game 5, they were playing real well as well in that game. And then, just the missed calls and that stuff happens. I hate to rip on the referees, but in my mind, the no penalty on Drew Doughty for carrying on the way he did after I believe it was an offside call that was made or whatever. I can't remember what the call was, but he banged a stick on the ice several times, yelled at the referee. And no call was made. And then, for them to miss the one call on Martin Hansel, the delay of game penalty on Boyanov, and then, in my mind, they not only missed the call on Dustin Brown, but it went on there was no suspension on the play. I mean, it was a very dangerous hit. I think when two big boys like that go at each other and you extend any part of your body, nothing good comes of it. And that was the case for Roosevelt.
Obviously, moving forward, you mentioned some of the things that could happen with the Coyotes. If we look now at the Kings and Devils series, what do you think about this matchup? What kind of series are we going to see? Or is it going to be a physical, a high scoring, a low scoring? What kind of series are we going to get?
Well, I didn't really see the New Jersey Devils play a whole lot this year, but I'll tell you what, I saw the LA Kings play a lot, and then I saw them play when they're playing their best hockey in the playoffs and down the stretch. So this is a team in LA that I don't see many teams beating right now just because of the zone that they're in. They didn't really have that much of a longer break than the New Jersey Devils, so I don't think, rhythm and momentum will come into play in this series. Jonathan Quick, just a tremendous goaltender, Drew Doughty, a puck-moving defenseman, and more than anything, I think, the way the LA Kings are built with a Willie Mitchell and a real good puck-moving defenseman. And then you got Green, another puck-moving defenseman alongside him. And then you got Scuderi. I mean, that's tough. When you're a forward, and every time you step on the ice, you're going against one of those, foot soldiers, that's a grind. That's an all-out grind. So, it's going to be a battle for the Devils, I can tell you that.
Who's your Conn Smythe leader right now? There's been a lot of Dustin Brown talk. Some people are saying Kopitar, others like Jonathan Quick. What do you think?
Well, I would have said Jonathan Quick if he was good in that series against the Coyotes. I thought he was just good. He wasn't great by any means. I think going into Game 5, the Coyotes had scored 5 goals in 4 games. But none of those goals were, really good goals. I mean, the one from the red line was terrible. Shane Doans on the power play wasn't very good. But what he did in round 1 and 2 was just remarkable. So I think if he can come up with a big series here in the final, I'm sure Jonathan Quick is going to get it. But my vote right now is Dustin Brown, just how instrumental he's been point-wise, that physical presence, the antagonizing play, rattling the pots and pans in that Vancouver series with the big hit on Sedin, and then he was all over Backus in that St. Louis series. The St. Louis Blues became unglued, and we saw the Phoenix Coyotes become unglued as well in their series. So Dustin Brown is my guy right now.
Tyson Nash, you can follow him on twitter.com/Tyson Nash. Very entertaining stuff on the social media. What do you think about the whole Twitter thing and being on there? It looks like you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's addictive. That's the problem I have with it. I'm actually done for the summer. I'm putting it on the shelf. It's family time now. I mean, it's so addictive in the fact that you love to send out tweets and you love to see the responses you get back from people, and that's a sickness. That's I don't know. It's a crazy thing. You can't explain it, but it's almost like my newspaper as well in the morning. I read it, faithfully. So it's pretty fun.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it, and enjoy the Stanley Cup Finals.
All right, thanks, guys.